everything that you've said for the past 20 minutes makes me think they'd be crazy to bring this to trial because that would allow you discovery.
I think they're banking on us dismissing it. I think one of two
Dismissing
options.
it, what does that mean?
You can at first file to dismiss the case because you're going, hi, we have the First Amendment right. This is crazy. It's coming from Paris. I mean, like, why on earth would we honor this at all? Secondly, it's like, are we really going to allow the French president to come in here and like stifle my right to speech? And typically in a normal scenario, a judge would dismiss this case because it's completely crazy. And we can obviously then produce the evidence that we asked them these questions and they chose not to reply to them for whatever reason. I think they want us to dismiss it. And again, I'm guessing just so they can say, oh, well, we tried. But, you know, America has its own beast and they have actual malice. Or they are going to pretend that Brigitte died from grief. I don't know.
I cannot get enough of this story. I cannot get enough of this woman. Anytime I log into YouTube, the first thing I see is Candace Owens. Another proof. We found this. They are trying to do this. I'm telling you guys, we're almost getting there. This woman, I cannot get enough. I cannot get enough. She told us from the beginning of this saga that she was going to stake her whole career on this. She said she was going right down to the deep end. She's going right down to the deepest of deepest end. She's going to save the world. And her good friend, I don't know if it's true or she just made that up, because when it comes to things that Donald Trump said or things that he did not say, we don't know. President Trump did phone you according by you and advise you to stop it. Imagine if the president of a country can call you, as she claimed, and tell you to drop something that you are saying. What would you do? I think many of us would drop it if that is coming from the president, because you know that is the only person who can save you. That is the person you can call up to, the highest person. Especially President Trump, who is almost above the law in the United States. Mr. President Trump said, stop it, Candace Owens. Stop it. I saw this woman and to me she looks like a woman. I saw this person and to me she looks like a woman. But because the money was coming in, the views were getting up and up. And because you mentioned the name of the president, your views went up again. Phew. You carried on. It was a good money-making scam. And it is still a good money-making scam. This is you telling Tucker Carlson that you are looking forward to. You are anxiously waiting for discovery. By the way, to my knowledge, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about it. You don't get to ask questions. You as a client, you do not get the opportunity to ask questions in discovery. Your lawyers ask the questions. So Macron's lawyers will ask questions to Candace Owens, and Candace Owens' lawyers will ask questions to the Macrons. It's not her asking questions. She sits there. I don't know if I'm correct, but I think so. If somebody can clarify me, that would be awesome. But she is sat there as intelligent as she claims to be, and making it seem as if she will be the one asking questions to the Macron. That is not how it works. You don't ask questions. They ask you questions of the things you've said. And your lawyers ask questions to the other party, not you asking questions. It's not as if in Discovery, Candace Owens will be sat on the other side of the table. The Macrons will be sat on the other side of the table, and Candace Owens will ask questions to the Macron, and the Macron will ask questions to Candace Owens. No, it's her lawyers will ask questions will put their question forward to the Macrons, and the Macron's lawyers will ask questions to Candace, and the answers will then be brought to court. And remember, in Discovery, you cannot lie. If you lie, you perjure yourself. If you lie, that's going to be a perjury. So, Candace Owens, it's time for you to put your money where your mouth is.
They're not going to go through Discovery, right? If you were going to go through Discovery, you would have just published pictures a long time ago and put an end to all the rumors, right? Because then you're going to have to give me proof of this 30-year period where you just kind of...
So you're not going to try to have the case dismissed?
I certainly do not want to have the case dismissed.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I've never
so
heard that
we're having,
before.
we're having these discussions.
Guys, I just want to blinger in this.
Guess what? The story has changed. This story has changed. She is now, let's see if we can find her.
That basically every person who speaks about Israel has to basically say a statement that's like, you know, I don't want to get killed. like literally, you start speaking about it, people are like, Candace, beef up your security. That's not fucking normal. Like, excuse my language, but like that is not normal. Okay.
This is not related to Candace Owens and the Macrons, but you know, when you see Candace Owens, you know she's gonna be saying something cuckoos. So we better listen. Let me remind you guys that Candace Owens used to work for the Jews. She used to work with Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro is a 1,000,000% Israel supporter. To Ben Shapiro, Israel will never do wrong, and she used to work for them until she was sacked, and now she's against them.
It's not normal that people have to think about their security because, and by the way, it's not normal that then the way that you get comfortable with it is you're like, well, you know, they shot JFK in an open car, so there's not, I mean, he's a sitting president. I mean, obviously my security doesn't really matter. If they want me, they're going to get me. That's not a normal thought process to have. We don't have that about any other country in the earth, okay? We are an occupied nation, and if it's going to take women like having to speak up and say that to make permission, like to give permission to men to do the same, then I'm happy to be the first person, okay? I just want to be clear. Anything happens to me, blame the Zionists. Like 1,000% blame the Zionists. Like let that be my parting word.
Anyway, she's got some courage. She's got some balls, though. She's got some balls. Though any scammer need balls, because for you to be able to scam people and put on this face, this innocent face, you must have some balls.
Who wants to do that?
Expect the decision to be announced.
I'm waiting on my friend Jay-Z to be able to help me with that one. That's it. It's in his hands. I'm waiting for the smoke to come out. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, because he's the social chair of the Super Bowl. All right. Here it is. Candace Owens.
This is what I wanted us to also watch. Candace Owens, after saying that she's ready to go to court, after saying that she will never get the case against her to be dismissed, guess what? Watch this.
Your update. So, according to Twitter, she hasn't posted since August 29th. Again, wouldn't be a big deal if that was me. I don't really post much on Twitter, but Candace Owens loves a good tweet. Now, here's what's interesting. And this is actually from a few days ago, kind of got lost in the shuffle with the 3-day weekend. Candace Owens' lawyers on the Macron defamation case just asked for a page limit and word limit extension for their upcoming motion to dismiss. They're going to copy and paste Candace's
motion to dismiss. Motion to dismiss. Every grifter has the same pattern. They would deny, and then change. They will say, no, that was me. I can never change. And then they will change. She said she will never in a million years get this case to be dismissed. She wanted discovery. She wanted to go to court and say, Miss Macron, you were born a man. You are going to die a man. But guess what? Things are changing.
Becoming Brigitte podcast series onto legal paper for the world to see. This is a waste of paper. What are you talking?
They are going to copy and paste Candace's entire Becoming Bridget podcast series onto legal paper for the world to see. Is that going to be really? So they are going to copy and post the 8-part docuseries. We have already seen that on YouTube. What's the point pasting that again for us to read when it's already on YouTube? It's already on YouTube. All they need to do is direct us to the link because it's already on YouTube.
About legal documents are already too long. Can you just say, can you just cite the YouTube series? I don't understand why you would have to print them out. But
that's what I'm saying. Can you just cite this the YouTube series? So can you just give us a link so we can go and watch it if we want to?
What's really interesting about this is that Candace Owens plans to file a motion to dismiss. They're working on their motion to dismiss. Why is this important? Well, it's important because Candace came in hot. Now, I've received a relative amount of hate from people. Respectfully, do whatever you want with your energy. I don't consume the hate. I have a force field around it. That's what the hair is for. This is a anti-hate force field. But there's a lot of people that were upset that I didn't watch the docuseries. So I watched it. And my opinion is it's a hell of a burden.
No, by the way, even if you watch a docuseries, that doesn't mean it's true. That doesn't mean that what she's saying is true. According to the way she said it, a mom who is sitting in her basement and just making stories. So it doesn't mean that it's true. It is her opinion. They are not. What evidence has she put forward to convince us that what she's saying is the truth? So the whole of France, they are all dumber. They are all dumb. Why would you want us to watch this again? When we just want you to go to court and defend what we have already seen. We don't want to see it again. We have already seen that. I don't, this is crazy. This is crazy as crazy. This is, I don't know. But
For a moment, having been around a lot of lawsuits, I've never heard anybody sued, particularly they're spending.
this very part of this sit down with Tucker Carlson is, to me, this is the part that she was like, oh shit, this is not going to go as I thought. When Tucker told him that those lawyers, they are tough and they are not cheap, and once somebody go to them, because you cannot go to them when you know you're going to lose because you're spending a lot of money. They are not cheap. So if you're going to them, that means you're willing to pay the fee they're asking because you know that the truth is on your side. You know that the truth on your side is on your side. When you pay them that money, you will get the money back. But you will not want to pay them that amount of money if you know that you're lying. Because you're going to pay double. You're going to pay the lawyers and pay the other party. But if you're going to them, then you know definitely that the money you're spending is right and you're going to get it back.
A lot of money on this because Tom Clare and his wife have big expenses and I think they charge a lot. I've never heard anybody say, I don't want a well-funded case against me to be dismissed.
Yeah.
It's how I feel. And the reason that I feel that way truly, Tucker, is because
You're being
this
serious.
is so much.
I mean, Tucker doesn't believe her. Tucker knows that all what Candace always is saying is bullshit. But the clicks, the views are following her. So he needs the views. YouTube is all about the views. YouTube is all about making money. That is how they make their money. That is how they make their living. He knows. That is why you can see that laugh.
Bigger, and we're having those discussions. We've spoken to the lawyer. We want it moved to Tennessee. They filed in Delaware. What's happening here is so much bigger and so much more important for the world.
Delaware, really?
Yeah, which is interesting.
So much important for the world. So much important. In what way? In what way is that important for the world? Macron? Let's say Macron is married to a dude. Macron is the president of France, the Republic of France. The opposition politicians they were okay with that because it's their business. What Macron is banging at night is his business. If she's a trans and he got married to a trans, it's their business. Tant pis pour toi. Comme on dit en France, tant pis pour toi. Ça me sert à quoi? What does it serve me for? Nothing. So, being married to a trans, is that affecting the way, other than all the, parties have their different manifesto, parties have their policies that they push forward, but other than that, what has Bridget being a trans got to do with the world? Is that freedom of choice? Is that not you being free to do whatever you want with your own self? Your own self, nobody else, but your own self? What has that got to do with anybody? How is that helping me put food on the table? How is that helping me not put food on the table? How is that taking money out of my pocket? How is that putting money in my pocket? But it is putting a lot of money in Candace Owens' bank account because people like stories like this. People like something that they can watch and open their eyes and be like, really? Oh my God. Oh my God. That is crazy. People love stories like that. And she picked this one. And once she saw that this particular one was giving her views, she stuck to it. But guess what? Tucker just let her know that this is going to be a big one.
Saying, Hunter kind of notoriously said, we control the courts in Delaware. But
Fox News found out. Absurd case against Fox News by Dominion. I was not named in it. I got sucked into it.
He was not named in the case, but he gets sucked into it. The case was mostly about him. That's why Dominion paid $750 million and he was sacked. So what does it mean that he was sucked into it? But he is just telling this woman, this is going to be big. And this is bigger than the way you think.
But Tom Clare was involved in that case, and it was in Delaware, and they just had a completely compliant judge. It was just a joke, actually.
Well, that's very interesting because they did file in Delaware, and it is a place where we know that the courts are...
By the way, that case was settled out of court because as soon as it was time... I think they already were asking questions, Discovery. They had interviewed a few people, and then they were going to call some other big guns. And Fox was like, you know what? We can't allow this to happen. Let's settle. And they settle out of court.
But this would be a kind of precedent that would be, I think, almost even too crazy for Delaware. You're talking about a sitting president of another country coming in and saying, I'm going to sue you for telling the truth. We have truth on our side, right? We actually have truth. So unless he's going to say, blah, 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 I'm not looking at anything and you're going to get no discovery and we're just going to award this person. I mean, you got to give the other side discovery, right?
How does Macron collect, as a foreign head of state, how does he collect?
There is nothing that we can look at. We are pioneering this, obviously, because this has never happened in the history of the world that a sitting president...
it's never also happened that a person will sit and make up stories like the ones you're making. It's never, everything is new. You bring a new story and then people look for a new solution to counter that story. So it's never happened. It has happened. That's life. New things happen. You started a story and we are following on and we see how the story is going to last.
One country has sued a journalist and a podcaster in another country. It's never happened. So we don't know. I didn't even know how we could sue, actually. I thought that you could only sue in a country. I just am learning with everybody else.
Oh, so she was just making these stories in her basement, racking all these views and making all this money and thinking that because Macron is a president, he's just going to let go so she can carry on making money. Lady, that's not how life works. They say when it goes up, it needs to come back down. This is the time for you to take that career that you said. This is the time. This is the time.
It's amazing
how this is going to work. But again, speaking of Tom Clare and Dominion, as he was sitting up there giddy with Jake Tapper as these representatives of like the state, because that's what they represent. They represent the state and
of
the
course.
state
Well,
thuggery.
they always represent the state.
But they're
right.
giddy talking about Dominion. Because Jake Tapper sits to him, he's like, and how much did you get from Dominion lawsuit? That's a lot of money. You're going to sue her for all that money. And that tells you who their master is, right?
Oh, I think we knew.
These people are satanic, right? That you can't beat me in the arena of truth and facts. So what do you?
You can't beat me in the arena. Where is the arena of truth and facts? Is it not the court? The court is the only place where you cannot lie. That's the arena of truth and facts. Go to court, you cannot start saying in my opinion. I think the way I feel. No, that's not how it works. So that is the arena of truth and facts, and that is where the fight is going to be concluded. That is where the fight is going to be concluded.
Do next? Well, I'm going to punish you. I'm going to destroy your livelihood. You're going to have nothing to your name. And that's why I say this case matters so much more to me, because we can't have this sort of behavior coming from people that are governing us, right? That say, even if you find the truth, even if I am a pervert, even if I got away with sleeping with my student, even though his parents try to take him away, there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm going to impoverish you for even telling people. Like, that's what this lawsuit is. I'm going to impoverish.
Wait, but that is not what she's saying. That is not what she has been saying all along. She's saying that she said a lot of things. It's sometimes hard to really keep track of all the things that she said about this Macron and the wife. You said she was born a man and not a woman. You said they were practicing some satanic incest or whatever. You said Macron was put there by the CIA. You said Brigitte took the brother's identity or the sister's identity. You said so many things. It's not just that. And by the way, when she had eyes on Emmanuel Macron, he was 15. And in France, the legal age of consent is 15. Was 15, I think so. So that one flies out of the window because in France, nobody really cares about it. How many couples have you seen that one person is a lot more older than the other? There are so many. So this one is nothing new. This one is nothing new. And that is not why they are suing you. They told you to stop. They asked you to stop, but you said, Ngang, you will continue. So let's go. Continue. Put your money where your mouth is. Take your whole career on this story. You are either right or you are wrong. There's nothing in the middle. It's either this or that. Nothing in the middle. And we are watching. Everybody is watching. As sweet talking, eloquent, presentable you are, we will still know if, because as of now, none of us know if actually what you're saying is true. So we're waiting for that day in court. That is the day everybody's waiting. Everybody is waiting. I know a lot of us are like doubting all the things you're saying, but we are all waiting and waiting for that day when you guys go in court and either the Macron says, actually, my wife was born a man, or Candace Owens is going to say, actually, this was a made-up story for me to make money. Because if you go check those 8-part docu-series that she's done, the smallest view on all of them is 1.2 million. And she has 8 of them. So imagine the amount of money she's made. So she expected the Macrons to be quiet and just let her lie and lie and lie and make money on their name. She expected that. And now she's saying it's unheard of that the head of state of another country is suing a podcaster, a mom in her basement. How? Just by saying that alone tells you what you need to know about Candace Owens. She's a grifter. She's a con artist. Check. Seriously. Most people who have ever liked Trump or who have ever been in Trump's entourage, in Trump's circle, most of them are grifters. Because they go to Trump to learn how to lie and lie and lie and lie. Lie. Until that lie transforms into a truth, which is still a lie. So we don't know what's going to happen. So no matter what Candace is saying, the day is coming and we'll know who is actually telling the truth and who is lying. Anyway, guys, see you guys on the next one. I don't know if this is good, but this is what I've got for you today. So if you can just subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. Like, and I'll see you guys on the next one.